YouTube faithful, what's going on? It's Captain Crush back in the saddle, back in the mix, wherever you want to call me. I'm here right now, 2:15 Central Time. Maybe it's 2:30. I'm not sure. Lord knows I'm going to try to keep this short and sweet, but you know me, once I get going, I can't stop. I promise if I could have every video at 10 minutes and say everything that needs to be said, I would do it. It's easier for both of us, especially for post-editing. If you're new to this channel, here's the deal. New guy, young guy, old guy, whatever guy you are. My job and my goal is to come on here and get you thinking about the slate, teaching you the fundamental ways to do this. So maybe, just maybe, you're not part of the 99% of fantasy sports players that lose. Okay, that's the goal here. I'm not here to just come on here and be like, this is my favorite play, this is my favorite play, this is my favorite play, lock it in. You know why I don't want to just do that? You know why I don't want to be that guy? Because there's hundreds of thousands of those guys between Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube, and they're all poverty for the most part, besides maybe a handful of guys that I would vouch for. But that just isn't sustainable, bro, because my reads may not be yours and vice versa. On top of that, by the time you watch this video, lines are gonna go up, lines are gonna go down. So what's important to me, the whole cream of it all, baby, is for you to have a strong, solid process. And we can go brick by brick by brick, W by W by W, little bro. That's my goal. If that's something you want to be a part of, you smash the subscribe button, and more importantly, well, not more importantly, you hit that like button, because I'm tired of the poverty like system here. I don't ask for likes, I don't beg for likes, but know your role, pay the toll, and hit that like button. It's the only weapon I have with YouTube's algorithm to get these videos out in the wild, bro. And it costs you nothing, so just hit the like button. You're doing the Lord's work. I appreciate it. I know my community's not full of poverty. I refuse to believe it. I refuse to believe it. I'm the leader of this community. You can't be poverty. I won't have it. I won't accept it. So without further ado, comment guy, which I'm going to get into comment guy. Oh boy, everyone was sounding off the other day. Captain Crush has got a lot to say about comment guy today, baby. Man, I'm telling you guys, I could spit bars and rhyme. I'm a poet, and you all know it. Let's talk about Chet Holmgren, the 7-foot mountain of a slender, slim man known as Chet Holmgren. Is he hitting? That's all you guys care about, right? Well, let's see, all right? So his points opened at 14.5 last night, and I'm kicking myself for not going there. I knew it. I saw it at 3 a.m. Captain Crush, he woke up to take a leak. I see, oh my goodness, Chet's at 14.5. What am I missing? What's going on here? So I just said, I'll get to it in the morning before they move it. Bang! They moved it to 15 the second I opened my eyes. Kinked neck and all, baby. So now I got to take alternate lines. I got to maybe find a Gabby. We got to see what we got to do. But I got it filtered on Outlier Bet. Links in the description. 30 days free trial now. I got it filtered to just home games because it's going to be in OKC tonight. And you can see 60%, 12 of his last 20, he's gotten at least 15 points. But more importantly than that, you can see the floor and ceiling. He has a floor of about 10 points, give or take. And his ceiling, I would say, is roughly 20, okay? Yes, he had an outlier game, 35, 22, 26. But if you average all those out, you're pretty much going to get 20. So a floor of 10 and a ceiling of 20. I think that's fair, chat. So when the line in the playoff scenario, this is a must-win game, okay? If they win this game, it's automatically game 7 at home unless they go win in Dallas. So this is an important game. If we win this, Captain Crush is gonna be chirping. My goodness, I'm gonna be chirping, boys. I'm gonna be a happy fella. But as you can see, they're 20th in points allowed. Versus the bigs, they're 12th. Chet's not really a true big. He plays the center, but realistically, y'all, he's a power forward. I know he's 7 foot tall, but he's 190 pounds soaking wet. You want to know who else is 192 pounds? Solid beef, Captain Crush. And let me tell you something. Chet's got about a foot and change on your boy, okay? At least a foot and change. I'm telling you, it's ridiculous. I could curl Chet Holmgren. I don't know what's going on. He needs to gain some meat to get some size. Pause. Nope. Talking about Chet, bro. We won't pause. So, more 14.5 points, eh? Well, let's slide on over here to DG Fantasy where we can odd shop across it all and bang, in a moment's notice. Bang. I said a moment's notice. What? I said a moment's notice. I got all the books. I don't have to manually do it. I'm not poverty. I can just Do this, click it, bang. He's 14.5 on Pinnacle. He's 15.5 on FanDuel. 14.5 across everywhere else. I told y'all he opened at 14.5 on PrizePicks. They moved him up to a crispy 15. It's unfortunate, but I'm going right back. Now, if you're afraid of that 15, big dog, you go lock in his Gabby. But you can see at 14.5, if you can find it, which, by the way, it's over on Chalkboard right here, baby, at 14.5, the full payout, 1.69. Yeah, it's a little bit of equity, but it's there. They have a boosted Jaylen Brown. I wouldn't take this if it wasn't boosted, but it's paying 2.04x. And then I took an alternate line with PJ Washington, the hot hand himself, 19.5 points, rebounds. I took this 10 to win 42. And by the way, the one that I posted yesterday on YouTube with Towns and Nola, cash. I used Town as my discount anchor on yesterday's Chalkboard. Promotions, not all the promos hit, but I think 3 out of the 6 did, or 4 out of the 6, whatever, and Towns hit. So you could have cashed. Again, promo code CRUSH, 30 days free of my Discord, plus you get your deposit match. Everybody should be on Chalkboard by this point. If you're not, you're what's wrong with the world. I'm just kidding, man. But just get on Chalkboard. I'm begging you to get on there. And don't forget to use code CRUSH, as the boys in the court say. And also with Chet, you can see right here what's crispy is his turnovers is almost plus EV. Remember, we want it to be 54.5%, but it's minus 125, minus 140, minus 130, and a crispy minus 150 over here on whatever this is, poverty flip or something. I don't even know, but you can go back over to PrizePicks right here and you can see him there. Does he have a Gabi? Nope, he doesn't have a Gabi. So you're going to be forced into taking it at 15, or you can take it somewhere else like I just showed Chalkboard and take it over there, okay? If you do want to take a better EV play, I guess you could say 1.5 turnovers more right there. You saw it. It's in the mix, but I personally am going to stick with the points and trust my OKC Thunder to do what the Thunder do best, and that's get it done and respect coin. I will say this, since I am the dunk king, 1.5 dunks for Chet always has to be considered. Now, here's the fly in the ointment with this whole deal. They got Washington, they got Derrick Jones, they got Gafford, they got 3 bigs, and no, they don't pause, and all those guys are hungry, and they come and they block. They don't do much, but they get in the way and they cause chaos. And you throw in Josh Green, it's poverty down there below the rim. It's poverty. So Chet has his work cut out for him. Those guys, yeah, he may be taller than those guys, some of them, but those guys can literally eat Chet. And I know it. I'm not a delusional Thunder fan like delusional Mavs fans or delusional Wolves fans. No hate, Iceberg, but come on now. People were talking about the Wolves sweeping the Nuggies, and everybody knew the Nuggies were going to get dipped in buffalo sauce, and bang, down the gullet. Captain Crush said Denver money line. Game 5, cash it. Game 4, cash it. And game 3, cash it. Cash it all with the Denver money line, okay? They had a chip on their shoulder. Jokic is the best player in the world. It is what it is. Wolves, you got Ant Edwards. Okay, I'll give you Ant Edwards, but I don't know. Send Ant Edwards to the Thunder and let him cook. Now, before you get up all in my grill comment, guy, this ain't a guarantee. This is going to be a sweaty sweat. Chet's been getting bodied for the most part in this series, y'all. My projection model has him going for 16, and it's been surgical. But on top of that, I am telling you, listen carefully, brother. I'm telling you, find the alternate line. 14.5 is optimal, but if you can find it even lower at 13, which what should be the Gabi should be 12.5, that would be priority, okay? So, if he sells, he sells. We're getting value. I made my case. You can fade, you can tail, or whatever you want to do, bro. You're not locked into anything that I say. I'm wearing a Walmart hat. Now let's go back over to DG Fantasy and see what we can see. Dante DiVincenzo, this was 7.5 yesterday. That's been a wagon. He didn't hit his points yesterday, I know, but by the time lock rolled around, I was on his RA at 7.5, and it cashed sweat free, okay? What I tell you guys on YouTube at 2, 1, 2, 3 o'clock isn't always what's going to be the end at 5, 6, 7 o'clock when lock comes around. News changes, my thoughts change. I sit in this grimy chair all day long trying to find it. It is what it is. That's why it's imperative you're in my live streams, which I absolutely conducted a master class live, shared screen and all yesterday, and it was biblical, and it cashed everything, and I will be hoping to repeat that performance today, y'all. So as you can see, if you slide through here, there's nothing really crispy standing out or anything like that. Late time value will pop up, which is why it's important you have a tool like this. And the one that I use, DG Fantasy, it's the best one. It's the fastest one. It's the crispiest interface. You name it, it's got it all. It does it all. PrizePicks, underdog, parlay, play, boom, draft, all of it, brother. It's here. It's in the mix. And then for a sport like WNBA where there's not a lot of data points out, look at this. All this expected value. Elizabeth Williams, over 12.5 points, rebounds, bang. Dana Evans, under 12.5, bang. Arike Ungumboale, over 29 points, rebounds, assist. Guess what? Bang. It's going in the mix. All of these. When you're opening a new sport without a lot of data points for the new season, a tool like this is critical. So know your role. Links in the description. Promo code CRUSH. I'm giving you 25% off. You can't beat it with a stick. This is the only way you're going to be a long-term winner. Finding the value mathematically and plugging it in. Don't worry about what happens after you plug it in. If it sells, it sells. If it cashes, it great. Obviously, we want to cash. But you make the right play day in, day out, and let Captain Crush show you something. This is what a graph looks like from just doing expected value bets plus EV bets 54.5 or higher every single day religiously like a robot. Bang! 1,161 units. Okay, you cannot argue with this. Anyone that claims, oh, plus expected value betting doesn't work or this and that, you're poverty. You're so far behind in the race, you don't know what you're talking about. It's not up for debate, y'all. It's a math equation. Just like 2 + 2 = 4, taking plus EV at 54.5 or higher equals long-term W's. It's simple. And this tool literally gives you the contest, the lineups to play. All this right here, you could plug this in. Bang. And then it's literally just sweat it out if you're poverty and you want it done for you. They cater to poverty people. So my challenge to you is try it for a month or two. Realistically, you should do it 2 months straight. Tell me your win rate hasn't changed. I will put you on this YouTube and we can debate it, brother. But I promise you, you have to invest in your hobby. So yes, it costs money, but whatever. You want the best, you have to pay for it. That's just life, bro. That is the world we live in. So get in the mix. I'll throw you the bone with the 25% off and then the rest is yours. And the reason I harp on this isn't just because it's my partner, but this is the fundamental step of my process, y'all. And then I do projections and I make them find the value and plug it in. So let's keep it moving. We talked about Chet. Is there anything else up here? Well, this is for underdog. You can see Tatum's being juiced under at 10.5, and I have the over on PrizePicks. That was what I did take at 3 a.m. in a sleeping slumber. I just thought, you know what? I don't care. He's getting 11. I knew it was minus EV when I locked it in. I knew it was going to bump down to 10, but whatever. I'm still not taking under on it, but long term, it is the most profitable play. Shea under 6.5 assist on underdog is absolutely crispy. Chet, you're getting a 0.5 discount. He's 26 on PrizePicks. And then for WNBA, look at this right here. The two that I'm going to lock in for WNBA, because I already have a lot of exposure to Reese, is Arike and Elizabeth Williams. Now, I told you guys yesterday, Asia Wilson's points and her rebounds and her first half was a wagon. Did I lie to you? I cook and dissect WNBA like nobody else. I don't care. I've been on top of this for season after season. Long before it was cool to cover WNBA, Captain Crush was doing it. I promise you. Ask the cord faithful. Even before I had a cord, I was doing WNBA by my lonesome, crushing it. And I promise you, I will do it again this season. But it's just not time for that yet. We do have to be patient. I will say this. Cameron Brink was at 6.5 rebounds. Now she's at 7. If you want to eat that bump, you go right ahead. I'm personally not. I got it at 6.5. But Arike at 29 PRA, this is crispy. I will take a shot on it. She's the star of her team, number 1. And number 2, it's game 1 for them. So hopefully she comes out with a chip on her shoulder. Now, Captain Crush loves a good wagon, baby, and Cheyenne Parker, 14.5 fantasy points, was the de facto wagon all last season. So I will have this in one slip max today until I can see how she does this season, but she gets blocks and steals like nobody's business, and that was causing her fantasy score to be great first half. Now, it's usually at 12.5. That was the wagon. That's the rule, but I'll give it a shot. I'll roll the dice today day, one slip max. Why not? And by the way, speaking of comment guy from earlier, the reason I'm showing you this logged in is because somebody claimed that, you ever notice how all these YouTube guys aren't logged in when they make their YouTube videos? Bro, the reason I'm not logged in is because I want to abide by YouTube's rules and regulations so I can stay in their good graces, brother. I don't know if you're interested in my balance, but it's none of your business but mine, okay? I'm not trying to hide anything from you. I could care less. If you think that my PrizePicks balance reflects my real world balance, you're out of your mind. I keep my coin for bankroll purposes in PayPal anyways, central location to bang, bang, bang. Take advantage of all the discounts across all the industry. I teach that. So don't worry about my balance, bro. If I'm not logged in, it's because I'm trying to abide by rules. It has nothing to do with anything else. And with that, now that I proved my point, let me log on out. I think I'm still logged in on Underdog, but I don't care about that. So let's keep it moving. We talked about Chet. I talked about the WNBA. I gave you the DG rundown. Now here's the question everyone wants to know. Are we still riding the train with Al Horford under fantasy? Woo! Old crafty veteran Horford. Rickety old knee Horford himself, baby. What are we doing here? 16, 13, 16, 25. It's a closeout game. This is going to make people tilt because I promise you, everybody's going to be taking less here. I don't care. I won't begrudge you a bit if you do take less, if he's been cashing you, but you just have to know when it's this low and he's been playing bad, you know the more is coming. You know the blow-up game's coming. Maybe it's tonight. I just had to go on that. I don't know personally what I'm going to do yet. I will cover it in the live stream. Y'all are going to have to make that decision. I know some of you care about my 2 cents on that, so that's all I got to say about that. This game could get very ugly if Boston decides that they're done with Cleveland and they just say, you know what, we're done with this team. Let's put them out of their misery. Send them back to Mexico. That could be what they do. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But the rule is when players do bad, you want to attack them the next game, and when players do good, you want to not attack them the next game. Anthony Edwards, classic example. He dropped 40, then his line was 29.5, and it's way too high. Model had him going under. Books had him going under. That's the type of thing that happens, y'all. And then, of course, there's outlier situations like Joker and Shea who just go off every game because they're just not human, bro. That's all there is about that. Now, Evan Mobley at 16.5 points. You're going to have to make a decision here. Donnie's out of the mix. I just assume Allen's out of the mix, but Evan Mobley, somebody's going to have to score if these guys want to compete. Evan Mobley's point seems like it would be the right move, but honestly, I could see it getting lowered to 16 or something. So maybe wait on this one, but realistically, who else is going to score? Garland? You could take Garland at 21.5 points. He's actually a boosted payout on Chalkboard as well. But do you really want to be sweating Garland, y'all? I mean, like, this is my thing. I just don't really want too much exposure to this game. Again, my job is just to give you guys ideas and to try to make this board smaller than it is. This board has hundreds of ideas and plays on it. My job is to condense it to maybe 5 or 6 and get you thinking. I think this one's in the mix, less on Jaylen Brown's turnovers, and at the same time, well, they already took it off. I was going to say more on his 1.5 blocks and steals, but less at 2.5 turnovers I think is fine for Jaylen Brown. And then we got guys like Daniel Gafford who are either hit or miss. Jason Kidd is changing his rotations all the time. You don't know if he's going to get big minutes, no minutes, sit the fourth, whatever. It's absolutely insane. If I knew Gafford was going to play 30 minutes tonight, this would be the play of the day, sweat free. I just had it the other night at 16.5, and now they've lowered it to 16. I'm going right back to it. I will take it. If he sells, he sells. Even his 2 dunks, I think the worst he does here is push because this is where he gets most of his points anyway. But you got to consider Gafford because he's most likely going to play 20 minutes. But if the off chance he does play 30 minutes, he is going to soar over his fantasy, his points, rebounds, his dunks, everything. So you have to consider him. My favorite one would probably just be this because you do get a little bit of push equity, and then probably his dunks, and then that would be that. Full disclosure, my model think it's hot garbage, but maybe my model's a Oklahoma Thunder fan, just like the owner. I don't know. Now, real quick to my notes, you can see Chet, 1.2 fantasy points per minute with a 21% usage rate. Evan Mobley, 1.20 fantasy points per minute with a 20% usage rate. Shea Alexander, 1.52 fantasy points per minute with a 33% usage rate. He is that dude. And PJ Washington, who I'm going to talk about last, 0.88 fantasy points per minute with an 18% usage rate. So before I talk about the hot hand PJ Washington, let's do a victory lap. Ja Force, cash those esports. Absolutely, I posted esports a few days ago. Sometimes you gotta be patient. I'm telling you, DG Fantasy for odd shopping for esports is surgical. I'm sweating a 4-man right now. 2 already cashed. I flexed it. 1 more and I get my profit for the day. Shared it with the boys. Yesterday was a good day. Towns cashed. My square with Caitlin Clark cashed. It was a taco sweep. Jamal Murray, the whole community thought the hockey taco was going to sell, and lo and behold, it was sweat-free, the easiest taco we've ever had. Now, this was the one I gave yesterday on YouTube for Chalkboard. Cash it. Cash this. Cash this. You see how I structure my contests, right? I use the same leg variations. You should do the same. Anchors and darts. This was made on live stream. Live, baby. Cash it. Alec Burks, my backup play of the day. Talked about it on YouTube. Cash him, sweat free. I mean, look at this wall. I did all this stuff live on the live stream, fam. I made this during the game, the live slip. I made this in the first quarter. Both of these guys were doing bad. I have a surgical method, posted it out. Invasion Choose trusted his process, trusted the boy, Captain Crush, and he got a W right there with me. It was a good day, y'all. I absolutely smashed. And before you ask, how do you bet so much on tacos? It's the VIP thing. And the last leg on a lot of my contests is Kyrie, 5.5 assists. Model thinks he's getting 5. Captain Crush thinks he's getting 7. Hopefully, he gets at least 6. And we cash these things, boys. Because I know a lot of the court is waiting on it. And I will be doing a live stream today at 5:30 Central. Once again, back again, bang, to cook right here under the live stream. So if you are homeless without a home, you want a group of guys to jip and jive and argue and talk about sports takes, your garbage takes, you want Captain Crush to school you and teach you the fundamentals and all that, get my projection sheets look like this that are surgical for NBA and MLB, you go to CaptainCrush.net, gold package, buy now. Right now, because of WNBA, promo code WNBA, all caps. And you get 30% off. This promo is not going to last, so make sure you take advantage of it. You can also sign up with any of my partners. Parlay Play, I cooked this for you today. They have a Kyrie Irving discount. Bang. Took his points, paired it up with PJ Washington, 20.5 points, rebounds. You can slide the line down on Arike Ongumbawale, PRA at 27.5. That is the best place to get it. Again, promo code CRUSH over here. Get in the mix. If you don't want to take that Kyrie discount, make sure you at least take Washington and Arike because these are surgical great lines. And then over on Underdog, you get a free square today. Most people for Caitlin Clark, or I think it was Otani. I don't remember, but you can get on Underdog too. Both of those signups will get you 30 free days. And Underdog has the majors for golf this week, and they have the best lines, and I will be covering that in the Discord all tournament long, baby. Once again, I'm logged in, but my balance is nobody's business. I should be logged out. So the final play that I'm going to talk about is PJ Washington, the hot hand, the guy. He's been playing big minutes, 39, 40, 41, okay? This is the only reason he's been going ham. That, and he's got the Midas touch, the golden touch, the hot hand. So his points, rebounds, assist is totally in play at 24.5. It's not going to be looking good on any book as far as taking it, so I took alternate lines on his points, rebounds, but every so often there's intangibles, and for whatever reason, PJ Washington has intangibles right now, and it's mainly because he's playing 40 plus minutes a game, and he's just absolutely turned it on. He's single-handedly keeping the Thunder on their toes. He's keeping Dallas in this game whatsoever, but I think PJ Washington's points, rebounds, or maybe his points, rebounds, assists, or just his points, you have to consider all three of these. I almost made it play of the day, but I didn't want to have a Mavericks as the play of the day. And I'm going to discuss Shea, Luka, Kyrie, all the rest of them, all the big names today, 5 Central in my Discord live stream where I do the Lord's work, Papa. The Lord's work. Sharing screens, going over the value, doing it all. Captain Crush is breaking a sweat, trying to get people W's. I promise you, it's my only mission in life is to get you guys W's. Not really, but you know what I mean. So there's 3 things I need you guys to do. 1, trust the process. You're not going to win every night, but make the right plays day in and day out. Don't worry about the results. That's called being results oriented. And don't worry about the last 5. That's called recency bias. All those things lead to the same place, and that's the deposit screen and broke. Trust me. Follow the rules. Trust the process. Math is math. You will do better, I promise you. Number 2, smash the like button like your mama taught you right, brothers and sisters in Christ. And number 3, if you can, join your boys' Discord. I will help you along the path. I will teach you the fundamentals. I go out of my way to help everybody. That is a fact. Love me or hate me, at the end of the day, you best respect me because nobody puts the amount of time in that I do. I promise you that, y'all. Promise you that. So I hope to see you in that live stream. I'm sorry this video went long. I could have said so much more, but I got to cut it off. But the last thing I will leave you with is first quarter. I placed a bet. Boston Celtics -2.5 for the first quarter against the Cavaliers. No, Donnie, I think that is a great play. It's -160 on DraftKings. I think if you want to consider it, go ahead. I locked it in. I hope the best for each and every one of you. I'm glad all the tacos hit. Hopefully we get a W today. Hopefully my Thunder get it done. Here's the salute. Good luck in all your contests. And as always, my brothers and sisters in Christ, let's crush.